Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Muse Collection's MasterClass webinar. My name is Julianne Thomas. I'm the sales manager here in Washington, D.C., and I'm delighted to take you literally around the world today. We will begin our journey in Belize, and then we will fly to Thailand, and then to Portugal, and then we're going to learn about how you can book your own private charter airplanes with Safrans Du Monde, and we will get a great idea for Christmas gifts for anyone out there looking for a vacation holiday. So, our first destination is going to be with the Lighter Collection in Belize. Welcome, Daniel, with the Lighter Collection. We have the Matachica as well as the Gaïa Riverlodge, some stunning properties. So, welcome, Daniel, please.
Good morning, everyone, from Montreal, Canada, where I'm now sitting, long distance from Belize, and the temperature shows it. I wanted to start by maybe introducing everyone a little bit to Belize before I get into the properties, so that you have a sense of where Belize is and what Belize is and what's different about Belize. First and foremost, Belize is an English-speaking Central American country, which I think is really important for a lot of guests who are a lot more comfortable in English. Yes, there's Spanish spoken, but really it's an English-speaking country. It's safe and now quite easy to get to. There's lift from pretty much every major American city now, from Houston and Dallas to California. There's flights from LA, San Francisco, Seattle, Denver, New York, Minneapolis, Atlanta. So you really cover pretty much most of North America, and now there's Calgary, Toronto, and Montreal from Canada. So it's pretty easy to get your guests to Belize. Belize is located just south of the coast of Mexico, below Cancun and Playa and Tulum. You hit Belize, and to the west of Belize is Guatemala. I mention that because it's a great combination trip, particularly people who have 10 days or a couple of weeks. You can very easily access Antigua, Tikal, and the rest of Guatemala. And in fact, there are flights direct to Guatemala City right from Belize City. It's a very small country geographically. It's tiny. It's about the size of Massachusetts, with a population of about 400 permanent residents. I mentioned that because it makes it really easy for your guests to get around the country, unlike much larger Costa Rica, for instance. We're often compared to Costa Rica, sort of a baby Costa Rica, which is true. It's true because we have both the sea and the rainforest. It's also true that Belize is known for its water, its barrier reef, the blue hole. Less known, unfortunately, but growing, for the rainforest. And we have, the real deal. We have a real rainforest, and Gaia is located in the rainforest, while Matachica is located on the beach opposite the barrier reef. Belize has some really pretty unique and world-renowned sights to see. In particular is the Blue Hole and the Barrier Reef, which is the second longest reef on the planet. And the Blue Hole is an incredible dive site that you've probably seen in photographs and images. And it also has Mayan ruins. What's unique about our ruins is you can climb them. Many other jurisdictions like Costa Rica or Mexico prohibit you from actually climbing the ruins. You can do that in Belize. The Lighter Collection, it's a small collection, but it's growing, is two hotels located, as I said, one on the beach in Belize and one in the rainforest. Both are adult only, 16 years and above. Both are SLH properties. Both have been recognized by the Michelin program as recently as last month. And in fact, Gaia, we're proud to announce, received 2 keys from Michelin. It's the only hotel in Belize that received 2 keys. We also are unique, I think, in that we're full.
Daniel, do you think you should show some photos while you're
Yeah,
speaking as
sorry.
well? Is that
Wait, let me do that. Yeah, so this is the lift. Sorry, this was the lift from that I described all the different cities that you can get to. This is a small map of Belize, and I only show this because Belize City, as you can see, is where you would arrive. And if you look to the west San Ignacio is a small village right next to Gaia, and it's the west of the country near Guatemala, and that's where you access Guatemala. And if you go just north of Belize City, there's an island called San Pedro, or the town is San Pedro, and that's where Matachica is. That's the blue hole. Sorry, it's true. I forgot to advance the images. So the dollar is set 2-1 with the U.S. Those are the UNESCO recognized sites. Belize also has a lot of culture. We have Garifuna, the Spanish, of course, English. So there's a lot going on in one country to see. Matachica is located, as I said, opposite the Barrier Reef. Very private, very secluded, and very quiet. Each guest has their own accommodation, and you can see there the thatched roofs of each casita or cabana. We have about 22 of them that are the same, and then we have 4 that are a bit smaller. The ones that are similar, the 23 are about 500 square feet. The smaller ones are about 350 square feet. And then we have a couple of large suites that are about 750 square feet and 2 large villas that are about 2,500 square feet. You can get there from Belize City. Typically, people fly on a small tropic airplane that you can see in the bottom right. There are 16-seat caravans, and that's how you get directly from the international airport to the island. We pick you up in one of our speedboats at the airstrip, and we whisk you off by boat to the property. For those who want to fly by helicopter, you can do that too. We have a helipad on the site, and we do have ground transportation as well on the island. Again, when you're in San Pedro, there's the little village of San Pedro. It's known for its diving, snorkeling, fishing. That's really why you're there, and of course, just relaxing at the pool. There you can see a quick layout of the property. So the pool you can see in the middle there, and then you can see the different casitas. Number 1 are the 2 larger 750-foot casitas. The rest, 2s, 4s, they're all the same size, just locations are different. And then the 2 large ones are off. I guess it's number 2 to the 2s are the larger buildings. This is the villa. That's the very large one. Kitchen, living room, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a rooftop for dining. And we do all of that ourselves. This is a villa on property that's a 2-bedroom. We have it configured for 2 doubles and a king, but that could be changed to 2 kings. This is a suite. It's seafront. And these are the ones that are 750 square feet. You can see each casita is quite unique. They're all thatched. Those tiles in the showers are hand painted in Mexico. The murals were done by a very famous Canadian mural artist. So each room is kind of different, unique, and simple and large. And the ceiling heights, of course, are wonderful and gracious. Here's another room, different mural. This is what they look like from the outside. You can see how they're scattered. Again, everything, we pretty much give our guests everything. So the bicycles are complimentary, the paddle boards, the kayaks. You can paddleboard or kayak to the second longest reef in the planet right from our beach. So if you look closely, the paddleboarder over his shoulder, that's the reef back there. So people just get over there and dive in or jump in with masks and snorkels and do their own thing. But we do have we have a spa. Sorry, we have our own spa with 4 permanent therapists. Our food and beverage program is pretty sophisticated for Belize. My son, Stephen, works with me. He's a Culinary Institute graduate. He worked at the French Laundry in California, at Bouchon Bakery in California, and he has a lot of experience, and he really came in and redesigned the menus. That, by the way, is key lime pie, but it's the way that Stephen wanted to present it. Everything is homemade. We make our own pasta. We make our own bread, our own pastry. Everything is done in-house. Here he takes that even further with we privately import tequila. We privately import wine from California. That's our tree bar where guests can enjoy rum tasting, tequila tasting, wine tasting together outside under the tree. Again, very quickly, we are adult only and we take it seriously, so you can't cheat. And that really allows our guests to have a break from their kids. A lot of romance, a lot of solo travel, a lot of women traveling together, um, a lot of um, a lot of couples, people who get away from their kids for the 1 week a year that they can do that, and they really want to get away uh, uh, from the kids, their own and others, and so they can do that with us. Very important for us. We have our full DMs. We're a full DMC. We have both a hotel license and a tour operator's license, so we can do everything in-house. So you don't need to call tour operators for snorkeling, scuba, fishing, spa. It's all done in-house and it's all handled in-house. Even the Tropic Air, the Cessna planes, we book them. All the transport, whether it's not the international flights, but anything domestically, we do. And it's all commissionable. This is Gaia. You can see completely different. This is in the rainforest of Belize, and you can see Gaia off to the right. And that is virtually how you feel when you're there, in the middle of absolutely nowhere, but serviced by an amazing team. Again, the F&B program is sophisticated. We have our own organic garden. Farm to table literally is 100 yards away. Getting there similarly, we generally pick you up at the international airport by van, by our own guides. We take you to the property, but you can fly privately on either a Cessna or a helicopter if you prefer. We do all of it. We book the helicopter, we book the Cessna, we do absolutely everything, and it's, again, commissionable. You don't go to Gaia is really a tour company with a hotel, not a hotel with a tour company. You go to Gaia because you want to take advantage of about the area. So here you can see that there's a lot to do in the area, the ruins, the caves, the canoeing. That's the general layout of Gaia. Again, individual thatch casitas on property. It sits on 45 acres in the rainforest. Here you see a typical thatched room, very simple, minimalist, beautiful, safe, quiet, no kids. Again, there's the dining. You can see how it's perched above the waterfalls. We're lucky to have our own waterfalls on property, and people can go down and swim, and we serve lunch down at the falls. And all your meals are served with beautiful views of the waterfalls down below. Again, we're Green Globe certified. We're off grid, but we have power in the water, power by the sun, a battery backup. So it's all pretty sustainable. And there's a lot of things to do in the area, horseback and hiking and zip lining. We all do it right from the property. Chocolate making, coffee plantations are all done right from Gaia. We're, of course, very involved in community at both hotels. Gotten quite a bit of coverage. And I guess the only takeaway, other than that we're full DMC, which I think for you is probably the most important, is how authentic and genuine we are to place. We're not, a Marriott in Belize. We're very deliberately genuine, authentic, and take seriously where we are. And we really deliver, we think, an experience. So when you leave, you've really had not a holiday or a vacation, you've really had an experience that you won't forget. I invite you to reach out to me, my team. We will service you. You can call me directly. We're small. So Gaia is 16 rooms, Matachica is 33 rooms. So I'll take the call. Our GMs take the call. Full access for our travel advisors. And we work collaboratively, and we'll do pretty much anything you want us to do. Birthdays, anniversaries, we'll take care of them.
And Daniel, Mary would like to know, how would you sway guests from the Costa Rica trip who like to do beach, rainforest plus volcano when there is no volcano in Belize? How would you sway them away from Costa Rica to Belize?
I think, first of all, it's much less developed and much more, it's authentic. We don't have, the Ritzes and the Four Seasons and all that. We don't have that. And, we kind of lean into that. It's very small, so you can get around the country in an hour or two. So everything is very proximate, very navigable, easy to plan last minute. It's just easy. It's tiny. And so I think that that's a huge difference. It's a simpler country. And the English speaking, I think for a lot of people is an advantage.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Daniel. If you have any more questions about Matachica and Gaïa Riverlodge, please go ahead and put them in the chat box and we'll work from there. And next, we're going to take our airplane super duper far away. So let's head over to Varun Sharma. Hello, Varun. And Varun is going to share with us the Tatvani in Thailand. So please.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm actually in England today. I would just like to reinforce what Daniel was saying about Belize. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the Americas, and I've had wonderful times there. So I do hope that you can get clients to go there. My name is Varun Sharma. I've recently taken over the commercial aspects of Tatvani. I am inherently a travel journalist. I probably stayed at 2,500 luxury hotels around the world in my career, whether they be resorts or hotels or private estates. And the reason why I've joined up with Tatvani is because it really is the ultimate private estate experience in Asia. It's not just me saying this. The Times last month, which is one of the most read newspapers in the UK, if not the world, has said that Tatvani is one of the top 3 openings in Thailand for 2025. And we only opened in May, so I think we've done quite well. Tatvani, by the way, is Sanskrit for the elements, which basically is water, earth, fire, and air. Now, if you just bear with me, I'm just going to run a video here. Off we go. So hopefully you can see a video. Are we playing one? Yes, there we go. Now, Tatvani is the epitome of hospitality versus service. For those in the industry, we know the difference. This isn't your usual Four Seasons or Ritz-Carlton. This is a step above. It's all inclusive, which at this level is fairly rare. It's a single key property and can fit up to 18 adults plus children under the age of 12 who go complimentary. There are just 9 suites and 6 1 or 2 bedroom villas. This is ideal for couples, for 2 couples, for a group of friends, extended family, or corporate events. Your guests will be the only guests on this 29-acre private estate, which is totally secure. Tatvani is located in Chiang Rai, which is northern Thailand, part of the famous Golden Triangle. And it's just 17 minutes drive from Chiang Rai International Airport, which takes flights mostly from Bangkok, but also from other places in and around Thailand and Singapore. We also have 2 helipads on the property. Now, before I describe Tatvani, I must tell you about our Tatvani Elephant Project, which is just 15 minutes drive from the estate. There are 2 types of experiences when it comes to elephants in Thailand. There's the government-controlled ones, and they're the ones like ours, which there are only a couple. And I stand behind our elephant project because our elephants are not for tourism. They're never chained. They're looked after by the Karen tribe. They live in their own boxed canyon, and they spend 95% of their time galumping around their own jungle. It is an amazing experience for Tatvani guests, and we believe that this is the way forward for elephant tourism in Thailand, all very, very private. Now, I see Tatvani and indeed Chiang Rai as a pizza with 12 slices. 8 of the slices are Tatvani itself. 3 of the slices are elephants, and the other slice, if you are still that hungry, is Chiang Rai. Chiang Rai is around 1.5 hours flight from Bangkok and about 1.25 hours from Chiang Mai. When you fly in, you see this huge white Buddha, usually on the right-hand side of your plane. It's actually not a Buddha, it's Guan Yin, the goddess of mercy. It's 97 meters high, and during the day it's beautiful, and at night it's lit up. You're picked up at the airport by Tatvani, Wi-Fi on board, of course, which means you can start social media immediately. 17 minutes later, you arrive at Tatvani itself. Now, as I said, Tatvani is all inclusive. So that includes airport transfers, all food and beverage, all excursions, kids club, Tatvani Spa, so everything within the spa, gym, golf, and of course the Elephant Project. And that's what you get. You get 30 members of staff who are they're called angels, who will look after you while you are staying at Tatvani. And it is a pretty unique place. Now, when I talk about food and beverage, everything is personalized. So the agent or whoever's booking will tell us beforehand what they want to do, what they want to eat. So all the itineraries are personalized. As I said, the Tatvani Spa, everything is included, massages, world-class therapists. Our therapists have been sent around the world to learn different ways of treating patients. And indeed, our chefs have traveled to Japan, to the UK, to America to learn different cuisines. We offer obviously cooking classes for everyone who goes there. And all the drinks, cocktails, premium spirits, wines, mixers, soft drinks, all included. The kids club isn't just a club where you just throw your kids and just hope that they have a good day. We take them swimming. We teach them everything they want to learn about, being in a jungle. We have our own water buffalo sanctuary as well, actually on site, and they are very friendly. We've got one called Smile, and she really does smile. We have a 25-meter outdoor heated swimming pool. We have a brand new fitness center and gym. We have guided walks around the estate, where obviously you see the buffalo shelter, rice paddies, tea plantations, rubber plantations. We even take you up to the Doi Chang Mountain. Now, one of the things I love doing, now I obviously don't wear nail polish, but when you go on for one of your walks, you're taken to this tree, and locals for centuries have been basically, they pluck a leaf off, the sap goes onto their nails, and the nails shine, and that's called the polish tree. And it's little things like this that I love doing when I'm in Thailand. Also, we have a rather unique pastime. We have koi-filled ponds. Koi carp is part of what we do at Tatvani. We make sure that the koi population from around the world comes to us. And we don't breed, but when we have 3 or 4 different ponds, and in 2 of those ponds, you can actually go swimming with the koi. And it's as wild swimming at its best and at its most different. We have yoga, meditation, lantern painting, mountain biking, of course, 24-hour butler service. On site, we have, I said, opened in May of this year. It was built in 2014 by a rather wealthy individual, and he had a favorite restaurant in Bangkok, and he decided to bring that restaurant to Chiang Rai. So the Locus Native Food Lab is one of the most recognized restaurants in Thailand, and it is all part of the Tatvani experience. So as you can see, there is a great amount to do. If you do want to go actually into Chiang Rai itself, of course, we have the White Temple, we have the Blue Temple, we have the Museum of Darkness, which is really very, very dark. And when I mean dark, I mean kind of horror movie dark. We will take you up into the heart of the Golden Triangle to Lao. You can go to the Hall of Opium. where there are no free samples, by the way. But at least you get to see the rest of Chiang Rai. And as I said, as we are only 17 minutes drive from the international airport, you don't have these long distances to travel everywhere, which is, as our guests tell us, quite wonderful. As far as the villas are concerned, as I said, we have 9 suites, 6 villas, all made of Thai teak, all as you can imagine, inside is absolutely stunning. And on the some of them have a wild water pool to swim in, and it's all I think pretty good. I've been there 5 times now, and I've quite enjoyed it. But one of the highlights, obviously, of visiting Tatvani is going to the Tatvani Elephant Project. They have, as I said, their own box canyon. Now, most of the places in Thailand, they do really miserable and horrible things like drugging tigers and riding elephants. There used to be around 100,000 elephants in Thailand. Now there are less than 3,000. So we take looking after our elephants very, very seriously indeed. They're looked after by the local Karen tribe, and Dada, who looks after the elephants for us, says that she has 2 human children and currently 3 elephant children, and she loves her elephant children much more than she does her human children. Which, I don't know what that says really, but we are kind of hoping that we will have a 4th elephant very soon. We'll find out in the next few weeks whether we're going to have a little baby. So, as you can imagine, there is so much to do in Chiang Rai, and indeed mostly in Tatvani. And we understand that, we don't have the beach. But then everyone who has been to Thailand has probably done the beach. They've probably done Bangkok. This is one place that they have not done. Chiang Rai is very, very authentic. It is going back in time. You will see stuff in Chiang Rai that you won't see in the rest of Thailand. And we kind of suggest that you come for a minimum of at least 4 nights, so that you can not only enjoy Tatvani. If you want to spend all those 4 days in the spa, so be it. If you want to spend all those 4 days eating, so be it. But if you want to explore Chiang Rai and, of course, enjoy your time at Tatvani, you can do that too. So,
And Baran, is there a minimum or is
no, actually, we're quite open about this because it's a single key property.
right?
We go up in groups of 4, so you would expect that if you wanted 2 couples, for instance, they would go in the main villa, which is called Kohaku, with its own 25-meter swimming pool, and obviously, as I said, kids go free as well. So then you would take maybe 6 or 8 more couples, but they all must be from a single group. We want to preserve that whole idea of privacy. Um,
And what is
so
your
yeah,
typical target market for people? Are we looking for multi-generational travel? What's the best fit for it? Because
group of friends.
you're buying the whole Tatvani
It
when
is.
you
It is
purchase,
Apple. Yeah,
correct?
absolutely.
So
It
it's not
is.
really a honeymooner's paradise or
Well, you'd be surprised because we do get a group that we've had recently is a newlywed husband and wife from India, and who decided to bring their parents with them. Now, that's fine with me, but if you break down the price here, I mean, obviously you're starting at around 10,000 US a night. Um, for adults. You break down the price with everything that's included. As I said, all the food and drink, the champagne, all the golf that you would want to play, everything that's included. It suddenly makes sense. And so even though when you look at the price, and obviously it's all commissionable to our dear travel agents of up to 20% commission. So, it is something that people enjoy. But yes, we do get a lot of just couples who want the whole estate to themselves. Because if you're staying in Kohaku, which is the main villa, you are in the heart of it. So it doesn't actually look like you've got all the villas around. We do obviously look after guests who are not as mobile as others as well. So yeah, we go for anyone from a little un to an old un, as long as they're looking for a sense of peace and tranquility. Tatvani really is the place for them.
Thank you so much, Varun, and thank you everyone for your questions. It's great. I love Thailand. I got to do the elephant one of the elephant sanctuaries, and like you said, Vernon, like the whole time I was like, this isn't right. This isn't right. Like I just felt that it was animal abuse, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So like I was not in the right place where seems like it's much more about the elephants and a lot less on
yeah.
tourism.
Just a quick couple of things. The difference between Asian elephants and Indian elephants, Asian elephants and African elephants, is that the African elephants have big ears, the Asian elephants have little ears. Elephants only sleep for a maximum of 2 hours a day. They have 150,000 muscles in their trunks, which is rather a lot. And they eat, and I've seen them eat. They eat around 150 kilograms of food a day. And at the project, we collect their poop and we turn it into fertilizer, which is then sold. And just one final thing I will say to you, one of the ways that elephants look after each other is with their trunks. They smell you. So that's how, the long memory thing. If you've been there twice, they will remember you. But they also are doctors for each other and they smell each other's poo to make sure that they're well. And one of the greatest things you will ever receive from an elephant is being kissed to the edge of the trunk. And I know that you think to yourself, oh no, I've got elephant poo on your face. But I promise you that that is something you remember for the rest of your lives. And obviously, when you're swimming with the koi carp as well, and they just pucker up on your body, that's another thing you'll never forget. Anyway, enough of me. I think I'm taking too much of your time.
No, it's great. I love the unique experiences that are available. Okay, wonderful. We are going to fly all the way from Thailand to Portugal, introducing Miss Jasmine Renal with Lux and Unique. Welcome, Jasmine.
Thank you. I'm taking you in the middle between Belize and Thailand. So let's go right in the middle now. So let me share my screen. Okay, Julian, if you can just confirm that you see my full screen.
Yes,
because
ma'am,
I always
it's
have
perfect.
issues. Okay, great. So let's go. I don't have this fancy video, but I hope you will be indulgent with my presentation. So I'm Jasmine from Lux and Unique. We are based in Portugal, in Lisbon. And we do tailor-made programs in Portugal mainland and the islands, so Madeira and the Azores. And I will be happy to give you more information. But today, because we're in December, I decided to do a brief about festive season in Portugal, because it's also a good destination for Christmas and New Year's Eve. So I'm delighted to guide you into this festive season, and we will see 4 destinations, so Lisbon, Oporto, Algarve, and Madeira. So we will start with Lisbon, which is the capital, which is the city I fell in love with and I'm living in, and it's actually super sunny today. So in Lisbon, what can you find is you will have Christmas markets, and you will have also this Christmas tree that you can see in the bottom right. This is my picture that I got this weekend going to Praça do Comércio. We have a lot of illumination everywhere in the city these days. We have officially enlightened everything last week, and it was a big event. All the people are gathering for this moment of the year. All the praças, so the places and the parks in Lisbon are decorated. Like you can see this full decoration here, and this big wheel that we have, it's Wonderland Christmas Market. So it's all about families and kids. And actually Portugal is a country where family is very important. So we do focus on putting sparks in the eyes of the kids. They put a lot of money on these. And so this weekend I got to the arch of Praça do Comércio that you can see here on the picture. And you can go up to this arch, and we'll have this view on one side on Praça do Comércio with the Christmas tree. And on the other side, you will see all the small roofs, orange roofs of Lisbon, which I really recommend. On the Christmas market, what can you find? Of course, you find food, because food is a religion in Portugal. You will always find food. You find hot wine, but also pina colada, sangria. We are a country that needs to party every time. We drink, we eat, and we dance, and this is how we live in Portugal. So you will find this, and also some handicrafts from all the regions of the country. What we do at this time for the clients that they love the most is a vintage tour. It's a tour of Lisbon in a vintage car, and you would go into all the hills of Lisbon, because Lisbon is the city of the 7 hills, and you have all the hills creating miradouros, which are the viewpoints. And they will go the vintage cars would go through the Christmas markets and all the illumination. So it's great to experience with your kids or in a couple or with your friends to have fun and to avoid also being in the crowded areas, because the vintage cars are so small that they can go into the narrow streets of the city. So this is really something that I recommend. As a DMC, we always also recommend to have a perfectly central located hotel, so the clients can do everything walking, because it's quite a dynamic rhythm that we have at this time of the year. And it's good that your clients, they do not need transfers or to book a taxi, because it could take a lot of time. So we recommend hotels in the center, and we also recommend to book all the dinners in advance. Why? Because already in November, it was difficult to find availability for the clients for December, because we have also the Christmas dinners of the companies. A lot of people are gathering at this time of the year, so please book in advance, and it's something very important to tell your clients.
Yes, and Jasmine, we have a new hotel in our
Yeah.
collection that if you go back one slide, it's right there in that bottom right square. It's right off of that square.
Exactly.
That's opening in 2 weeks. So the
Yeah.
Thick Sauna Downtown Suites. So
Exactly. It's typically the hotel that is perfectly located, because you will be in Baixa. Baixa means down, so it's the downtown area. So first, you're not in a street that goes down or goes up. You're on a flat area, and you can do everything walking. So this mythic downtown Sana is a perfect location for your clients, for sure.
perfect.
And I think it will be busy, very busy at this time.
Good.
Okay, so this is just for you to see another face of the river. So in Lisbon, you have the Tagus River, and on the other side, we have this small Cristo Rei, so it's the Christ that we have. And on the 31st of December, we have more than 10 fireworks organized along the river. So we have in Praça do Comércio, that I was showing you here, the big firework, and they will enlighten all the buildings. And anywhere you would go in Lisbon, you will see. From my place, I see 3 fireworks at the same time at midnight. So it's a big event of the year. Then we're going north, so 3 hours from Lisbon, in Oporto. Porto that offers another experience with the similar animation, let's say, but it will be a different experience because of this river, the Douro River that crosses Oporto. You will find also the Christmas lights, the Christmas markets, the food, the wine, and especially the port wine that you will have in the caves of Vila Nova de Gaia, which is on this picture. You have the downtown area called Ribeira, and on the other side of the bridge, Vila Nova de Gaia with all the caves. So it's even a bonus to have this good wine at this time of the year. To deepen the experience, I would recommend also to have a cooking class with a chef, for example, and we could focus on the meals that are typical at this time of the year, that the Portuguese families, they cook for the family. So usually the clients, they would visit a market, which is Bolio Market, and then they will go at the chef house and they will cook all together, and they will have the recipes at the end of the activity. So here is an example of what I would recommend. We also have this Christmas tree. We have this Christmas tree everywhere, you will see. And every time they are doing the illumination of the Christmas tree, it's super crowded because it's the big event. Yesterday night was in Sintra, next to Lisbon. We all know the dates of it. So this is for Oporto. And as you can see, the fireworks will be right in the middle of the river. So you will have the slide on the boats on the river, plus the hillside of Oporto. So I will send, I guess Julian is sending the presentation at the end, so I'm just passing through the slides. And I'm going now south to Algarve, which offers a brighter and slightly warmer festive season, of course, because of the temperature. Algarve is a region that you can sell the whole year to your clients. Of course, the activities might change because you cannot swim. You can swim in Algarve in winter, and I will not judge it. But it's a bit cold. But it's a region that you can sell in December. It will be super sunny in January also. So please don't forget about Algarve. And it's less touristy in the winter, because summers in Algarve are very more touristy because of Portuguese people also going to Algarve at this time. So all the coastal town like Albufeira and Vilamura, they will have decoration with reflection on the ocean, this time directly. And we do work with all the perfectly located hotels by the seaside. And it's celebrated with spectacular beachfront fireworks, open air concerts that we can allow in Algarve because of the temperature. It's like 15 degrees, even more sometimes it happened. And from the property, from the hotel, you could even watch the fireworks and spend the whole night there, because the hotel, they have all the amenities. They even have a nightclub if you want to dance all night. They have many restaurants, so you can choose between Portuguese food or more European food. You have concerts. Some hotels, they do even have a beach bar, so they will have a dinner on the restaurant, and then you will go to the beach to admire the fireworks at this time of at midnight. So it's a great escape also for clients avoiding the very cold winter in Europe, like in France, for example, because I'm French. And you would enjoy all the amenities of the hotel. What we like to suggest, Algarve is a lot about water activities. It's true. Boat tours are still possible, although a bit less comfortable, but it's possible. The only thing is your clients will not enjoy the same way than in summer, of course. We do focus more on cultural side. For example, we would suggest a farm-to-table lunch in a family estate that we work with, and this family is lovely, and they would welcome you inside the house or outside. They have a big olive tree of 2,000 years. So this would be a special moment also to enjoy the authentic and genuine hospitality of Algarvian people. So I think it's a good option to Algarve. And then we're going to my best option, which is Madeira. It's actually my favorite destination because it's an incredible island that belongs to Portugal, and that it has all the all the ingredients to make the stay of your clients magical. So Madeira is a world famous New Year fireworks because it's a 360 degrees panoramic firework on the Bay of Funchal. This is Funchal. So on the side you have the mountain, and on the other side you have the sea. And people are coming from the world to see these fireworks. I've did once and it was incredible. You need to live this once in a lifetime. We also have, as you can see, the Christmas tree and light decorations in Funchal, the concerts, and we have a warm tropical climate. So, for example, I was there in January, it was 20 degrees. It was really warm, which is very comfortable for your clients at this time of the year for a winter escape. We also work with a selection of hotels that have that are overlooking the Bay of Funchal, so you will have a privileged view during the fireworks. And they have also gala dinners. They have also this nightclub ambience in the hotel. So let me just show you a picture. This is a picture of a hotel, for example, with a rooftop. And here is the view from the rooftop that you will have. So fireworks, mountain, and the sea. We do also have an option of watching the fireworks from a boat. So you could rent a boat or a dinner cruise, and you would see from another perspective the show. But it's really something to experience. As a tip, Madeira is really, it's touristy, of course, it's visited, but the availability is more and more restricted. We do already receive requests for New Year's 2026 now, because the price will increase quite fast. It's a demanding destination, so do not hesitate. If your clients are talking about, don't think that they have time, because the price will go up and the availability will be restricted in the best hotels that are in the Bay of Funchal. And we all work with all of them. Suppliers are telling us the same, to book in advance, because it's really something that is booked in advance. Then I would also, to include in the stay in Madeira, included a jeep tour. Jeep tour is a must-do, and the experience I'm selling the most is a jeep tour with a guide, with a levada. So it's a hiking along a levada, and a barbecue lunch, because in Madeira we have the espetadas, and espetadas, It's a meat skewer that will be grilled on a barbecue, and you will eat this with a sauce of passion fruit, and it's excellent. So one full day with the jeep tour. Why not also a sunrise above the clouds in the mountain? And then you could also visit Funchal. It's Madeira is a complete destination in terms of culture, immersion, and adventure also. So here am I. As a conclusion, you can see Portugal offers a lot of experience. It can be from a romantic couple escape to a friend's trip to a family gathering. We do have a lot of people at this time of the year in Portugal. And that's it. I think I'm done with my 10 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot. Just to remind you that Luxe and Unique is a DMC organizing everything for you except the flights. So we do the hotels, the transfers, the experience activities, and we're here if you have any question on the destination, which is evolving a lot. We have new hotels, new suppliers. There's always something new to discover in Portugal.
Absolutely. And that was so surprising, Jasmine. I didn't know how festive you were. I lived in Germany for 3 years, and
Yeah.
we went to Portugal every spring and summer. And if I had known, I would have gone for the holidays to defrost.
It's a country where you always party. There's really, and this was focused on December, but in Madeira, you have also the Carnival in February. You have the Flower Festival in April, May. In Lisbon, in June. June is the month of the party. We eat grilled sardines, we dance in all the neighborhoods of Lisbon. And then you go to Oporto, they have Saint João. It's a country of festivities. And honestly, sometimes I'm afraid that clients, they will be annoyed. They always participate. They are so happy to be part of this local festivity in Portugal.
Absolutely. So if you have people who like to party, Portugal sounds like
always
a dream destination. All right, fantastic. So now we are not going to fly anywhere because Justine is going to tell us how to book our flights, charter flights from your destination. So Justine Bohele, welcome with Safrans Du Monde.
Hi everyone. So I'm Justine. I'm talking to you from France today. So I am with Safrans Du Monde. So we're a company that doesn't help you book a chartered flight. We have our own chartered plan, and we take you all around the world, or we take your clients all around the world too. So I'm just going to share my screen so that you can see my presentation. All right, so we travel in grand luxury with our private plane. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, but I'm also going to give you a little rundown of what Safrans Du Monde is. So we're a travel agency based in France. We've been on the market for the past 23 years now, actually. And we have 4 types of products. Of course, the private jet expeditions, which I just told you about and which I'm going to focus on today. But we also do small group journeys. So in a group of maximum 12 guests with a tour leader in specific regions of the world, like Japan, Southern Africa, Rajasthan, South America. We also do tailor-made trips anywhere in the world and in France. We're also a DMC for France. So if you have any requests, feel free to send me an email. But today we're going to speak about our private jet tours. Actually, we just had one of our main edition, our World Tour Grand Classique, that just came back 2 weeks ago. I was on the flight and it was the most incredible experience. So let me tell you a little bit more about that. Here's our plane. So we travel the world with an Airbus A340, which looks like this. This is kind of the layout that you have on board. And this is what the plane looks like inside. So you've got 100 seats, but we limit the participation of our air cruises and private jet journeys to maximum 50 guests. You've got plenty of space. You have a lounge area in the back where you have a bar, cocktails are served. Everyone comes in the back to just have some fun and have a talk with the other fellow passengers. All seats are full flatbed seats, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. We also travel with our own private chef, Paul Cossé, that you can see on the right side of the screen. So he creates menus that are based upon the destinations that we will be visiting. And on board, you have the choice between 2 menus on every flight. You also have a very detailed selection of wines and cocktails. We partner with some of the most prestigious cellars in France. So yeah, it's a very amazing experience in the air. We have two travel categories for our guests to choose from. We've got our Premier Safran and our Club Safran. I'd say the equivalent between the two is the equivalent of a business class for the Club Safran and of a first class for the Premier Safran. The idea is that everything is included for both travel categories, but you've got some extra perks for the Premier. For instance, their flights to and from the departure and arrival destinations are included in the Premier. The selection of hotels is different. It's more grand 5-star grand luxury, whereas the club is going to be more 5 stars, but international brands. Rooms are bigger. The program of excursions is enriched. For example, the Premier Safran takes the Hiram Bingham train up to the Machu Picchu while in Peru. During our stop in French Polynesia, they'll be staying in Bora Bora, but the Club Safran stays in Moria. So it's just some different perks. The Premier Safran, all Premier Safran passengers are entitled to a private guide just for them and the person they're traveling with, or just for them if they're traveling solo. We've got a great curated selection of hotels. I won't give you the rundown now. I'll be sending you some extra material after with including our brochures, where you'll be able to see all of the hotels we offer. And we've got two signature itineraries next year that are amazing. So this one is actually going to be our first edition of the 7 Wonders of Asia. It's a brand new product that I wanted to share with you today. So the itinerary is 18 days from April 21st to May 8th. It starts in Paris, but there's always the possibility for our guests to join us directly in Turkey. We stay in Turkey for 2 nights before moving on to Uzbekistan to visit Samarkand. After Samarkand, we'll be touring Bhutan and Nepal. So here we will be doing a helicopter flight to see the Everest. There's just so many incredible experiences included. Then we travel to Singapore and then to the Maldives for some well-deserved holidays before stopping in Oman. And then we go back to Paris. So that's an itinerary for 18 days. The following itinerary that we have for next year is our signature product. So the one I was just on in October. So this one is for 24 days. It departs on October 26th, 2026, and ends on November 18th. So it either departs from Paris or from Rio. So our North American guests can join us directly in Rio. That's easier for them. We start by Rio, then we go on to Peru, where we visit Machu Picchu, but the guests are totally free to choose what they want to visit. They can also decide to go to Arequipa, to Trujillo, or to stay in Lima. After that, we visit Easter Island, which is, landing on Easter Island with a private jet is something you have to experience. It's a one-in-a-lifetime experience. We move on to French Polynesia for 4 days of well-deserved holidays. Then to Australia. After that, we visit Asia with Vietnam and Cambodia with the Angkor temples. Then we move to India and Jordan before coming back to Paris. In terms of what really sets
Justine, can you go back one slide? We do have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Simone would like to know, is it possible to shorten or lengthen the dates, or are they very fixed?
So the dates at each destination, you mean, or the dates of the trip?
Either or.
Okay. So it isn't possible to spend more time in a destination, unfortunately, because we are traveling with the plane, and so we need to move on with the plane. However, it is possible to join the itinerary for example, in the middle. We've had some guests this year join us in Hanoi and just do the last stops, or you can decide to join us just for the beginning and leave after French Polynesia. There's always an option. So of course, there's a price reduction in that case. And there's always the options to add on. So after we return to Paris, you can add on a stay in France. You can add on a stop in Europe that we can organize.
And are you going to share pricing next? Or?
Yes, of course. I'm just there. Of course.
All right.
So,
thank you.
Just to go back on what sets us apart. So we've got our private guides included just for our clients in the Premier Safran, as I mentioned earlier. We have our French savoir-faire and taste in everything that we do. And I think it's very important to mention. We've got our private chef on board, our regional gastronomy, our fine wines, the taste in hotel. We go to scout and site inspect every hotel that we offer to our clients. So we really know that they're the top, highest quality. We have a great value. We have no solo supplement for our guests. We have very competitive prices compared to the markets. And what's most important for you as travel agent is that we handle everything. So we take care of all e-visa formalities. We take care of handling all the luggage for the clients. It's the most seamless experience for you and for your guests. In terms of pricing now, so for our 2026 edition, our Seven Wonders of Asia starts at 80,000 euros per person for the Club Safran guests and at 137,000 euros per person for our premier guests. For our World Tour Grand Classique, so our signature itinerary, we're at 100,000 euros for Club and 157 for Premier. As I mentioned, there's no single supplement for solo passengers. And what I wanted to share with you today is a special perk for our Muse travel partners. We have a 12% special commission for our Muse partners. And if there is a booking until December 31st, we will happily apply a 3% discount on all rates. So I believe that's it for me. Do you guys have any questions?
If you can just go back to the pricing so that we can see that again. But this is very surprising. And obviously my introduction was completely wrong. This is wonderful. A trip around the world. This is like an ideal situation for our target market. Fantastic. All right.
Maybe I can just add before we stop that we generally on board we have a mix of European guests and North American guests. I'd say it's around 50-50. The whole team is English speaking, and of course, the guests are separated into small groups to visit each destination, and they all have their own tour leader that is fully English speaking. So yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Justine. And
Of
thank you
course.
everyone for taking the time to come and join us and learn more about our 4 partners. We are excited to have such amazing opportunities with our Muse members to show you some amazing destinations and trips around the world. So thank you for joining us today. I will be sending out the recording as well as some more information about each of our partners. So you look forward to that email in the next few hours. And don't forget to VIP your guests. So if you are booking with a Muse member, please go to our website and VIP your guests there. And our 4 presenters here will ensure the warmest welcome for your guests and a little added amenity on top of what your consortia already provides. Thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar, which is on Monday. On Monday, we are going live from France, Le Domaine du Mas des Pierres. Then we're going to St. Moritz for opening week at the ski area in St. Moritz, and we'll visit the Grand Hotel de Van Kempinski. And then we are going to learn about the Santo collection in Santorini, Greece. So we're going to have a fantastic journey on Monday. I look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you to our presenters today.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.